So let us start our next topic, that is excess demand and deficit demand. In some books, it is a chapter number 9, but it is also a part of unit number 3. So first of all, we will discuss about what is mean by excess demand and what is mean by a deficit demand. So in the previous chapter, in the previous topic, we have discussed about the equilibrium level of income and employment is determined when AD, or you can say consumption plus investment curves intersect to AS curves. According to Keynes, the equilibrium level of the employment may or may not be the full employment level. It means equilibrium level may exceed or fall short of a full employment level. If equilibrium level exceed the full employment level, then there is excess demand in the economy. So, however, if the equilibrium level falls short of a full employment level, then that is situation is called deficit demand. Okay, so now we will elaborate it, how can it works. So it refers to the situation when AD is greater than AS, means demand is greater than supply, corresponding to the full employment level of output in the economy. At that time, we can say it is excess demand. Okay, so first of all, we will discuss some more points about the excess demand. Situation when aggregate demand is more than aggregate supply, and it is the excess of anticipated expenditure over the value of full employment output. So excess demand gives rise to the inflationary gap. Inflationary gap refers to the gap by which the actual aggregate demand exceed the aggregate demand required to establish the full employment equilibrium. The concept of excess demand and inflationary gap is, you can say, very varied to each other, but they are the same on this on some point. So this is the thing that inflation or excess demand. Now we can discuss about the reasons for excess demand. What are the reasons in our economy? So why the excess demand rises? So there are so many factors regarding that. First is rise in the propensity to consume. Rise in the propensity to consume means excess demand may rise because of increasing in the consumption expenditure due to the rise in the propensity to consume or fall in propensity to save. These situations arise. Next is reduction in taxes. Reduction in taxes means it may also occurs due to increasing in disposable income. So the consumption demand, disposable income or consumption demand because of a decrease in the tax means if the people have an income, so what they are doing, they are demanding for the things. So likewise that the same thing is here we are discussing. Increasing in the government expenditure, rising government demand for goods and services due to increase in public expenditure will also result of excess demand. Next is increase in investment. Excess demand can also arise when there is increase in investment due to decrease in rate of interest or increase in expected returns. Fall in imports. Decrease in imports due to higher international price of comparison to domestic prices may also lead to excess demand. Now, rise in exports is also one of the reasons. Rise in export means excess demand may also arise when the demands of exports increases due to comparatively low prices of domestic goods due to decrease in the exchange rate of the domestic currency. So that is why. And one more topic we can say is a deficit financing. Excess demand may be caused due to increasing in the money supply caused by the deficit demand. What are the impacts of the excess demand on our economy? Now we will discuss about that. Excess demand leads to the inflation without any increasing in the output and employment, as the economy is already operating at the full economy level. So what is the thing? Actually, excess demand has some impacts on output, employment in the general level price, like effect on output. What are the effect on output? Excess demand does not affect the level of output, but because economy is already at full employment level and there is no lit capacity in the economy, so that is why. Next is you can say effect on employment. What are the effects of excess demand on the employment? So there will be change in the level of employment, as the economy is already operating at a full employment equilibrium and there is no involuntary unemployment. So that is why its effect is to change in the level of employment. Effect on the general prices, price also work at that time. So excess demand leads to the rise in the general price level known as inflation, as aggregate demand and more aggregate supply. So these are the impacts of excess demand on the on our economy. Now, what is mean by deficit demand? What is mean? Deficit demand means